This week, defense chiefs of the NATO alliance recognized a new operational domain for warfare, cyberspace. They acknowledge that modern battles may be fought on land, sea, in the air and space, and in the globe-spanning networks of the internet.
NATO's 28 member nations are expected to make it unanimous at a summit in Warsaw next month. Joining us with more is Healey, senior research scholar at Columbia University School of International and Public Affairs. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Great step, but in a way it almost seems overdue, given how often we hear about cyber attacks.
I think you're seeing this both because the alliance is so concerned about cyber issues, but also because we've been seeing so much increased activity from Russia. Increased activity from Russia, not just pushing against the alliance and alliance members in air, land, sea, but also in cyberspace. So this is a signal to the NATO members to take this more seriously, and a signal to Russia that NATO is responding.
It's almost part of the Russian battle plan at this point, it seems. They seem who else is as aggressive as Russia at this point?
Well, Russia has really changed the way they've been operating since the invasion into Ukraine.
Yes.
Where they've said they're going to not just, for example, spy into the White House or into the U.S. State Department, but when they're there, they refuse to get kicked out. They're really fighting. So you're still seeing a lot of Chinese espionage as well, but I think the uptick in Russian activity in the last few months has really worried the alliance.
Well, aren't the experts also saying that the Russian government may have been behind the DNC hack that we saw this week?
This is an incredible story, absolutely. We've been seeing so much espionage in and through cyberspace. And what it looks like is that the Russian government, it seems, were in the Democratic National Committee and stealing information on Trump as well as emails and the rest.
Last year, the Pentagon launched a pilot program they called Hack the Pentagon, basically inviting participants to search for vulnerabilities in their systems. There were 1,189 that were found, which is kind of alarming. Is this something we need to do more of?
This is a great story. I love it. Because it had been for a long time, whenever there were hackers out there, we would try to prosecute them. So Pentagon and a lot of other companies like Microsoft say, well, instead of trying to treat them like criminals, let's say, please come in and we'll pay you to find our vulnerabilities. This would have cost the Pentagon probably $1 million to do this.
Right.
And instead, they found some great young talent, paid them about $75,000, and uncovered a lot of cyber vulnerabilities in their public websites. I mean, they weren't looking at fighter planes, but maybe that'll come someday.
It was incredible to see how young. I saw some high school kids were even involved in that hacking process. What are the other cyber techniques, though, that another nation could be using to disrupt our nation's defenses?
Well, let's tie this back to NATO and Russia. What NATO is really worried about is that Russia could be in and messing with not just military systems, but electrical systems. And we did see Russian-tied hackers that took down part of the Ukrainian electrical grid last December. So that's what I think is the alliance is really worried about, that if Russia wanted to try trouble, they could, in pretending this wasn't Russia, they could get in and try and take down some of NATO's electrical systems and then deny it was them.
These cyber attacks are certainly the new reality. Healey, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.